Lachine's Florence Turcotte in 8, and Rito's Olivia Pucci in lane 9.
Yes, Dan, as I've said before, seeing these young women in the K1, we've seen nothing but great times and great finishes as well. A lot of close finishes, especially in those bronze medal positions. We'll see if history repeats itself again in this 1,000-meter women's K1 with the U16s.
The youngest division here at Nationals, the future of the sport, really. And we've seen some fantastic performances by this age group so far, most notably the performance by Adriana Lily Osen from Micmac, who's currently in lane 4. She came away with gold in the U16 K1 200 meter yesterday, and she'll look to add to that medal total.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, Dan, a 200-meter race is very different than a 1,000-meter race. So you can never really look at a athlete and say, oh, they won the 200. Well, then they're definitely going to win the 1,000, because really the 200, you're just working on a start and a finish. The 1,000 is where you have to get everything that's in between. You have to really know how to pace yourself, and as I've said before, with these U16s, it's really where discipline comes in. Knowing not to look over your shoulder to see whether you're ahead or behind someone, because that extra second could make you get a little bit off pace or help you fall a little bit more behind. So I think it's all about discipline in the 1,000-meter races, as we saw yesterday with the 6,000 meter, not 16,000. That would be ridiculous. With the 6,000 meter races. So I think it's definitely interesting when you can see these young women and these young athletes who can really start to develop their skill and craft and hone their skill. The U16 1,000-meter paddlers, the K1 women, who are approaching the 250-meter mark.
And at this point, it is in lane 7, Rito's Marin Bradley, who is setting the pace on the course with about 300 meters remaining in this 1K race. Just continuing the dominance that Rito has had at this championship so far. 2 Rito athletes in this final, as well as 2 Richmond Hill athletes, and 2 Canoe athletes, and 2 Micmac athletes. So a lot of teammates in this race right now looking to, well, put their stamp on things.
I must say, Stan, with this many double club athletes in this U16 women's K1 1,000-meter final, it only makes you think how incredible it's going to be to watch when we get to that K2 1,000-meter finals that are later this week. I mean, given that these athletes are paired up together, I think we could have some really interesting competition.
And looks like it's still Marin Bradley from Rito leading the way in lane 7 in that white boat with about 100 meters remaining. She's looking consistent. It's so important to keep that technique down as you get closer and closer to that finish line. And as the wind kind of picks up, it's a bit of a wind tunnel in these last 200 meters. So much can happen as long as you stay strong and keep that stroke rate up. Things should work out for Marin Bradley. But it's Claire Carruthers in the 6th lane right beside her, giving her a bit of a push. The battle right now might actually be for that silver medal, as it's Claire Carruthers in 6th, fading a little bit, and Olivia Pucci from Rito looking to make it a 1-2 Rito finish as Marin Bradley comes across that line, takes a national championship, and Olivia Pucci with a fantastic last 100 meters to steal the silver, and Florence Turcotte from Lachine in 8 taking the bronze. And you know the best way to celebrate a medal
Is just jumping in the water there, tipping?
Yeah, as both Rito athletes, the ones that finished 1-2 at this distance in this championship, both take the plunge.
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. They actually look at each other and they point at each other, and that's when she loses her balance. And, I mean, we can laugh because she did cross the finish line. She is going home with a silver medal. And I think after that, Marin Bradley was just like, do you know what? I'm going to go in support of you. We just finished 1st and 2nd in the country. Absolutely incredible performance by both the Rito athletes. It would have been interesting to see if Olivia Pucci actually put it on just a little bit further. I think she could have given Marin Bradley a run for her money in that last 50 meters.
That is just true sportsmanship right there, a true teammate. You see a bit of a, well, we can't say it for sure if it was on purpose or not, but let's say that she fell accidentally, Olivia Pucci, after getting that silver medal. Marin Bradley's like, you know what? If you're going down, I'm your teammate. I'm going to I'm going to go down with you too and celebrate us being on top of this podium together.
And can't forget that Turcotte from Lechien coming in at third place. She's on the podium taking home a bronze medal for her club. Crothers, Micmac, a little disappointing there for her as she fell she didn't have the finish with her. And
Just
that's what I was.
Didn't have the gas left.
That's what I was saying. With the discipline in a U16 race, you have to have the discipline to be able to hold off some energy for the end. But we're going to take a look at some of the other